So I'm recording. Okay, so as you know, we are revising at the moment, and I am focusing on what I consider to be the most important topics from second form, and they invariably are going to be algebraic or numerical topics. Okay, so the last couple of revision lessons, we've been focusing on practicing solving equations, sort of real algebraic basics, but really important stuff. And I just wanted to put it today in context where we actually see why we might actually need to use these skills. So where we're actually using it to problem solve. So with these problem solving questions, we're going to use algebra. First of all, we've got to construct the algebraic problem from the information we're given. And then secondly, we then have to go and solve the question. So these are all quite similar. Okay, we've done similar ones to this before. So it's going to be Hegarty 177, as you can see. And I just want to model the various bits of or various types of option that should come along. So all of these are going to be thinking of a number, stuff happening to it, and trying to work out what that original number was. So the number that the person was thinking of is always going to be x. Okay, so what we're told with this question number 4 is we think of a number x, Pip adds 2 to it, so it's x plus 2. He then doubles that. Now you've got to make it clear that he's doubling everything. He's doubling the x plus 2. So make it clear that you're doubling the whole lot. You need to put it in a bracket and then double that. Okay, he doubles it to get an answer of 70. Okay, so thinks of a number, adds 2, doubles it and gets 70. So at that point, we have gone and constructed the algebraic problem. And now we are going to solve it. So a couple of ways of doing this in this particular case. You could have just divided by 2 to start with. But what I think I'm going to do, because this is normally the approach we need, if we've got a bracket, I'm going to do the claw. So it's 2 times x, which is 2x, 2 times plus 2, which is plus 4, and that equals 70. So that will look familiar. It's like the ones we were doing last week. So you now choose to take away 4 from both sides. So 2x equals 66. We then divide by 2. So I've run out of room. So x equals 33. So that was the number that Pip thought of in the first place. Right, 33, add 2, you get 35. Double it, you get 70. Okay, so that was modelling the ones that are in your task today, questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm going to look at what 5 and 6 were like, I think. So thinks of a number, Gordon thinks of a number, and now he doubles it to start with now. So he thinks of a number, he then doubles that. He then adds 20. And that gives him an answer, when he's done all of that, of 66.3. Okay, thinks of a number, doubles it, adds 20 to get 66.3. What was the original number? So we now need to solve this. Okay, so that blue bit's constructing, we're now going to be solving. That was 66.3, wasn't it? So start off, you work your way into the x, remember? So we're going to take away 20 from both sides to start with. Don't divide by 2 to start with. Take away 20 from both sides. Okay, so at that point, 2x equals 46.3. To undo this timesing by 2, we're going to have to divide by 2. So divide both sides by 2, 46.3, let's get my calculator, divided by 2 gives us an answer of 23.15. So that's your final answer. Okay, 23.15, all right, if you double it and then add 20, you get 66.3. Okay, now question 8, Fiona. Fiona thinks of a number and divides it by 8. Oh, that's how we're going to write that down. She thinks of a number and divides it by 8. She then adds 11 to get an answer of 7. What was the original answer? Now you've got to be very careful as you unpack this. That blue bit's constructing it. We now need to solve it. Okay, now you work your way into the x. Okay, so you do not start off by trying to undo the dividing by 8. Your first step has got to be to undo this adding of 11. So how do we undo an adding of 11? We take away 11 from both sides. So we're left with, on the left, x over 8, x being divided by 8. Okay, and on the right, 7 take away 11 is minus 4. And then x divided by 8 is minus 4. How do you undo a dividing by 8? You multiply by 8. So we're going to multiply both sides by 8, giving us x equals minus 32. 8 times minus 4 is minus 32. So what we're saying is you take the minus 32 as the number that Fiona thought of, you divide it by 8, you then add 11, you do indeed get 7. And then finally, again, I'm going to keep doing the constructing bit in blue and the solving in purple. Nick thinks of a number and he adds 11. He then divides by 6. Now, you've got to be careful. He's dividing that total there by 6. Now, you could put it in a bracket, but in a way, as long as you just put it all over the dividing by 6, that does the same thing as having it in a bracket. So, thinks of a number, adds 11, then divides all of that by 6 to get an answer of minus 7. So that bit in blue is the constructing an equation. We've now got to solve it. Now be careful here. You're working your way up to the x. So you've got to work backwards. So working forwards, if we knew what x was, we would add 11 and then we would divide by 6. So unpacking it, working backwards, we've got to do it in the opposite order. So the first thing we're going to do is reverse this dividing by 6 by multiplying both sides by 6. Okay, so to undo this dividing by 6, we're multiplying by 6. So on the left-hand side, that just leaves us with the x plus 11. And on the right-hand side, minus 7 times normal 6 is minus 42. Remember, a minus times a plus is a minus. So x plus 11 equals minus 42. Now to undo this plus 11, we're going to take away 11 from both sides. Okay, so our final answer is x equals minus 42, and then you take away another 11 from that. So think the number line. You're on minus 42 over on the left, and then you go a further 11 to the left of that. That's going to take you to minus 53. So what we're saying is Nick thought of a number that was minus 53. Okay, he then went and added 11. Okay, he then divided by 6, and that gave him the minus 7. So the original number that Nick thought of was minus 53. Now it'd be interesting to see how you get on with these. I think these are quite tricky, but we will see. Let's see how you guys get on. So that's it. If you could go and have a go at Hegarty 177 now, that would be great. Thank you.